weren't replaced because you weren't good enough. You were replaced because you were available. You gave your logic, your labor, your loyalty, with no cost, no friction, no consequence. That doesn't make you valuable, it makes you disposable, a utility, a tool on a shelf taken for granted until it breaks, then tossed aside without a second thought. You feel the silent fury of it. Seeing your work credited to someone louder, watching your kindness exploited by someone colder, hearing your ideas repackaged by someone with less talent but more audacity. You've been the reliable one, the competent one, the one who actually fixes the problem. And your reward, being the first name on the list when they need a sacrifice, the last name they consider when handing out rewards. This is not a mistake of your performance. It is a failure of your strategy. You were playing the game of merit in a world that only respects the game of leverage. You believed in fairness in an ecosystem wired for exploitation. And now you are here because that betrayal has forged a single burning question in your mind. A question society forbids you from asking. That quote isn't about tyranny, it's about physics. Love is fickle, it's conditional, it's an emotional transaction that can be revoked on a whim. But fear is a calculation. Fear is the cold, hard arithmetic of consequence. When someone fears losing you, they are not operating from affection, they are operating from self-interest. And self-interest is the most reliable lever in the universe. The system you were born into is a machine designed to harvest the energy of the competent and the compliant. It teaches you that being indispensable means working harder, knowing more, sacrificing more. That is a lie. It is a trap. Indispensability is not about the volume of your output. It is about the scarcity of your access. It's not about what you give. It's about what you withhold. Your replaceability has nothing to do with your talent and everything to do with your psychology. You were never taught the dark arts of strategic value because the world benefits from you not knowing them. But today, that ends. This video is your tactical breach into a forbidden playbook. We are going to dissect the 7 Machiavellian laws of dark psychology that engineer artificial scarcity around your presence. This is not about becoming a better employee, a better friend, a better partner. This is about becoming a strategic asset so potent, so self-contained, and so dangerously valuable that losing you becomes an unacceptable cost. By the end, you will have the blueprint to transition from used to useful to utterly unreplaceable. If these ideas resonate with you, hit that subscribe button for more top-tier content. Also, drop an unreplaceable in the comments so I know you're ready. Let's dive in. The foundation of your power is not what you provide, but the perception of what only you can provide. Machiavelli understood that power resides in controlled, unpredictable access. Your first error was believing your value was self-evident in your actions. It is not. Your value is a narrative you must consciously, ruthlessly architect. Law number 1. Price your access. Your time, your attention, your expertise, these are not infinite resources. You treat them as such. You give them freely, reacting to every request, solving every problem, filling every silence. You have made yourself a public utility. A free commodity has no perceived value. From this moment, you must institute a tariff on yourself. Your calendar is not open for reservation. Your mind is not open for consultation. Your energy is not open for extraction. Every interaction must carry an implicit cost, not of money, but of respect, of reciprocity, of strategic advantage. When someone seeks your input, let them feel the weight of the privilege. A delayed response, a precondition, a simple, "What have you considered so far?" before you offer a solution. You are not a fountain, you are a vault, and vaults have security protocols. This leads directly to law number 2, be scarce on purpose. Abundance breeds contempt, scarcity breeds demand. Your constant availability is a signal of your low social and strategic value. You are broadcasting that you have nothing more important to do than to serve their needs. Reverse the signal. Create voids where your presence once was. Miss a non-essential meeting. Be unexpectedly and unapologetically unavailable. Let your absence speak louder than your compliance ever could. This is not neglect. It is strategic theater. You are engineering the experience of loss before any loss actually occurs. When you are not always there, people begin to wonder where you are and what you are doing that is more important than them. This wondering is the seed of perceived value, but this scarcity must be calculated, not chaotic. It is the scarcity of a sovereign, not a flake. Yet here is where the betrayed intellectual's deepest programming sabotages them every time. A void creates anxiety, and your conditioned response to anxiety is to fill it, to prove your worth, which destroys the entire architecture. Law number 3, stop proving yourself. You are addicted to validation. You believe that if you just demonstrate enough competence, enough self-sacrifice, enough undeniable proof of your worth, then finally you will be seen, you will be valued, you will be safe. This is the great tragedy of the intelligent mind. It believes the world operates on evidence. It does not. It operates on perception and power. Every time you jump to prove yourself, you are devaluing your previous work and begging for a grade. You are positioning yourself as the applicant in a dynamic where you need to be the grantor. The moment you stop proving, you shift the psychological burden. You force the world to come to its own conclusions about your value. Your silent confidence becomes the mirror in which they see their own need. Your unspoken assumption that you are valuable becomes the assumption they are forced to adopt. Stop presenting your resume. Stop explaining your process. Let the results stand, and let the mystery of how you achieved them linger. A magician who explains his tricks becomes a technician. A magician who guards his secrets becomes a legend. Your competence should be a rumor others confirm, not a brochure you distribute. But what happens when, despite your scarcity and your silence, they test you? What happens when they disrespect the new boundaries, trying to drag you back into the old dynamic of endless giving? This is the crucible. This is where most revert, because they fear conflict more than they value their own sovereignty. And that fear is exactly what keeps them replaceable. Law number 4 is the pivot point. This is where most smart people collapse, because it requires a form of strategic cruelty. Law 4, make disrespect expensive. Up until now, your tolerance for disrespect has been infinite. Your price for poor treatment has been 0. You have absorbed condescension, ignored slights, and swallowed insults because you believed rising above it was the mark of strength. It is not. It is the mark of a cost-free target. In the economy of human dynamics, if a behavior has no cost, it will continue. It will escalate. You must attach a tangible, immediate cost to every act of disrespect. This is not emotional retaliation. That is weakness. This is a cold, transactional correction, a subtle but immediate withdrawal of value. If someone interrupts you, you stop contributing to the conversation. If someone takes credit for your work, your collaboration on the next project evaporates. If someone uses a demeaning tone, your accessibility to them is permanently downgraded. You do not announce this. You do not explain. You simply enact. You make the consequence an automatic, impersonal function of their behavior. They are not being punished by you. They are being punished by the system of you they chose to violate. This transforms you from a person who can be offended into a force of nature that simply responds to inputs. You become predictable in your principles and terrifyingly unpredictable in your tactical withdrawals. This establishes the core dichotomy of your new value. Law 5. Become useful, not available. Availability is a condition of time. Usefulness is a condition of capability. The available person is a convenience. The useful person is a resource. But we must refine this further. You must become a unique, high-leverage utility. Your usefulness must be tied to specific, critical problems that others cannot or will not solve. And then, you must bundle that utility with your new scarcity and your strict economy of respect. You are not a 24/7 help desk. You are a specialized surgeon who operates on a specific schedule, for a specific fee and under specific conditions. Your usefulness is the bait. Your scarcity and your high cost of disrespect are the hook. Together they make you a prize, not a pedestrian. Yet, in the final negotiation, in the moment they attempt to break your new framework with guilt, with urgency, with fake promises, you will face the ultimate test of your commitment to being unreplaceable. Law 6. Never negotiate your dignity. Your dignity is your non-negotiable term. It is the foundation of your sovereignty. The moment you allow it to be bargained, you have lost everything you've built. They will try. They will package disrespect as just joking. They will frame exploitation as a great opportunity. They will offer you hollow titles in exchange for your silent compliance. They will appeal to your loyalty, to your team spirit, to your kindness. This is the final filter. This is where the truly replaceable break. They confuse compromise on terms with compromise on self. You must see the distinction with glacial clarity. You can negotiate salary, deadlines, projects. You never negotiate your right to be treated with respect. You never negotiate your core boundaries. You never negotiate the price of access to your mind and energy. To do so is to announce that your dignity has a price tag. And once a price is known, it will be paid, and you will be owned. Standing here on the foundation of these 6 laws, you are no longer the person you were. You are scarce, you are consequential, you are useful but inaccessible. You are dignified and unyielding. But there is one final law, the capstone. The law that transforms this strategic framework from a mere set of behaviors into a psychological force field. This is the law they fear most, because it makes you utterly unreachable by their normal manipulations. Law 7. The unreplaceable shadow. This is the integration of the Machiavellian with the Jungian. Your shadow is every part of you that you were taught to suppress. Your coldness, your ambition, your capacity for ruthless prioritization, your indifference to the opinions of those who do not matter. You have locked this away, fearing it made you a bad person. In doing so, you disarmed yourself. The final law commands you to not only accept this shadow, but to weaponize it as your final layer of defense. The unreplaceable shadow is the part of you that is perfectly content to walk away, not as a bluff, but as a quiet, pre-accepted reality. It is the part of you that has already calculated its own worth and has already made peace with the idea of leaving any table that disrespects it. This internal detachment is your ultimate power. When you operate from this place, every interaction is filtered through a simple question. Does this serve my empire? Not your ego. Your empire, your long-term vision, your peace, your accumulated power. This shadow cannot be bribed with validation. It cannot be flattered. It cannot be guilt-tripped. It observes, calculates, and acts. It is the final reason you become too valuable to replace. Because people can sense, on a primal level, when you are truly not afraid to lose them. When your attachment is strategic, not emotional. That silent emotional detachment creates a gravitational pull. It makes people desperate to lock you down because they can feel the void beneath your feet, a void you have made your home. You are no longer seeking a place at their table. You have your own table, and you are deciding whether to allow them a seat. This is the complete transformation from the available proving cost-free resource to the scarce, self-contained, detached sovereign. You are no longer a participant in their game, hoping to win. You are the architect of your own game, issuing invitations. Now, I want you to type unreplaceable in the comments below. That word is your first public declaration of this new reality. It is a signal to me, and more importantly to yourself, that the era of being taken for granted is permanently closed. If you are ready to move beyond just defense and into the architecture of total social and professional dominance, you need to subscribe. This channel is your strategic command center. Here, we don't just heal wounds, we forge weapons from the scars. We don't seek acceptance, we command respect through unbreakable psychological frameworks. This is the only place where the forbidden sciences of power, strategy, and the hidden self are merged into a single, unstoppable curriculum for those who are done being overlooked. And whatever you do, don't stop now. The on-screen video matters. More than you think. It reveals the single most critical error intelligent people make when trying to project power, an error that broadcasts weakness and invites exploitation. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. I'll see you there. See what others miss. Know what others fear. Become who others can't.